saw how hard Arthur was fighting to get out of jail. And he finally was able to get one of his charges dismissed, and he was able to bond out of jail. And this wasn't even 2 weeks ago. And now Arthur is already back behind bars. He was arrested on September 30th at 7:18 p.m. And it shows he was arrested for evading arrest, and that has a $5,000 bond. Then he was hit with a unlawful carrying of a weapon with a felony conviction, and he's being held without a bond for that charge. And he had court on Tuesday for his charges that he literally just got out of jail for a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if the evading arrest and detention and the unlawful carry of a weapon with a felony conviction, I'm not sure if those charges are new charges or maybe these are old charges that are being brought back up because he violated his bond or his probation, because these are charges that he's had in the past, but he's still currently in the Dallas County Jail. I called and confirmed, and not long after his arrest, he suddenly posted a picture of him in Hope to his Instagram stories. And you can tell this is obviously an older picture. This looks like them hanging out before his last prison bid before the show, because you can see he doesn't have the triangle on his forehead, and you can tell that Hope was smaller in this picture. He had, I'm assuming, his brother post on his stories for him after this picture started circulating, and I'm assuming it's his brother because his brother ran his IG in the past when he was locked up, and it says, bottom line is I'm going to protect my life at all costs. We're not all from the same place. We don't all have the same backgrounds or futures. I'm only human. Thank you to all my supporters. I love you so much. Please don't look into what the media is saying. I'll be back. Then he said the picture that was posted earlier was a miscommunication with management. It was a mistake. That will never happen again. I'm sorry. Y'all don't be mad at me. And the way he was just wording it, the first post where he's saying, oh, I'm going to keep myself safe, you know, you don't know where I came from. I think that's him saying that this is possibly a new charge. And I've heard from people who have known Arthur that he was always known to stay strapped because he says he's got a lot of ops out here in the streets. I was on the fence if I wanted to talk about this or not, but I'll go ahead and say it. The last time I talked to Arthur, he wasn't too happy with me, you know, because he had a few conversations with me, and when I talked about him in one video, I received pictures of him that he had posted on his Instagram where he was posted up with different guns and promethazine and showing it off, and he wasn't happy I posted those. And I just explained, look, I post the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they're obviously still posted up on your page. And he explained, look, this was my page I had before my I Am Arthur Henderson one, and he claimed he no longer had the login information for that page, and he was upset. And I said, well, I just thought it was surprising that you would post this, especially knowing you have eyes on you from the show and the fact that you've been in trouble with this in the past. And he said, I don't know why this is surprising. I'm a gangbanger. And as soon as he said that, it was just like a light clicked off in my head. Like, I still want the best for Arthur as a person. I'm empathetic towards his mental health. But at the same time, as long as you're going to choose to gangbang, you're choosing that over your freedom. Especially knowing that you are a felon and you're not even supposed to have a firearm on you. I think like how he was saying it is like, look, I'm a gangbanger. I've done stuff in the past, and I gotta make sure I can protect myself if my past comes to haunt me. But at the same time, you cannot have your freedom and a firearm on you. being a felon that's not supposed to have one. You can only have one. You can't have both, and if you do, it's not going to be for long. And we saw how that worked out for him. He got out, and he wasn't even out for 2 weeks before he's locked back up. I know he makes money from the show, and if I was him, I would have just got out of jail this last time, and I would have just moved out of the area. If I feel like I got ops in my area, start over in a small town, especially if he's getting paid every Friday from the show, take some of that money, go move somewhere, and start over. But his behavior when he got out this last time, he got out, and I was hoping like he was going to be staying out the way, staying home. But instead, he was like rolling around with his homies all day and night. And he was like posted up at the gas station in the middle of the night. I get wanting to make up for lost time and hang out with people, especially if you haven't seen them in months. But his behavior just was not giving somebody that wanted to stay out of the way and stay out of trouble, especially if you got ops after you sitting at the middle of the gas station in the middle of the night just hanging out. You can't keep doing the same exact things and expecting different results. And in the season finale, there really wasn't much with these two. We just had Hope's father ask Arthur if he was in a gang, and Arthur claimed that he wasn't. Then Hope asked him if they were planning on getting married. He said that he wasn't planning on it anytime soon, and he told her a few episodes ago, like, look, we're engaged. I proposed to you while I was in prison, even though Hope couldn't remember when he did. Then he turned around and said in the season finale, yeah, by the way, we're not engaged, scratch that. And he said, look, maybe in the future we'll consider it. And then we get an update at the end of the episode that Arthur was arrested in May, but they really didn't go into detail what he had did, and they said that he had trial coming up, and he ended up getting released and getting one of the charges thrown out, but he's still facing the being a felon in possession of a firearm charge and evading arrest. Plus those same charges that he was just hit with again recently. But that is pretty much it for these two. I was going to go into more in this video, but we'll go ahead and wrap this one up and save the rest for another video. I was expecting more from Hope and Arthur this season. Like, from what Arthur was telling me about the fact that he was never home and that he was out cheating on Hope and that Hope didn't deserve all the backlash she got. I thought they were going to have like a tumultuous relationship on the show, but it seemed like it was more of like the narrative the show wanted to push instead of them just sitting back and seeing what happened. And I've learned from multiple people, even Arthur himself said that he was having threesomes with Hope, and another person told me that Hope was trying to hit her up and was trying to get her to have a threesome with her and Arthur. So I guess that's a thing that they're into when they're together. Okay, it's the next morning. I'm sitting here editing this video, and I just got a few updates. First, let's look at a few posts that Arthur made from his Instagram this morning. He said, first and foremost, I want to thank Allah for allowing me to be here. Secondly, I want to thank my family for being there for me through thick and thin. Last but not least, I want to thank my true supporters. Your positive words get me through my day and make me feel good. Unfortunately, I was enjoying my time being free and I was profiled by the police. My charges are still pending, and with Allah by my side, I'll get through this bump in the road. I ask that you all don't be too quick to judge. As I stated before, I'm a man that will protect himself at all costs. I know I have a lot of DMs asking if I'm okay, and I'm here to say that I am great. Then he posted and said, no type of bashing will be tolerated on this page. If y'all want to get something off your chest that's negative, please go somewhere else with all that. Respect this man and his name. Sincerely, page moderator. So I just received more details leading up to Arthur's arrest from an inside source. Apparently, on Sunday, before he was arrested, Arthur was up at Hope's apartments, and I guess Hope ended up moving out of those apartments back in May. I'm not sure if he thought that Hope was still living there, and if he was trying to go up there and hang out with her or go see somebody else up there. But apparently, the manager of the apartment building saw him there and knows that he is not allowed on the property, and confronted him about it and said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Look, I stay here." And the manager was like, no, you don't. You're not allowed on this property, and you need to leave right now. Apparently, he was just hanging out in the lobby of the apartment, and they ended up making him leave. And he went a little down the street, and I guess he was just like still kind of hanging in the area. So he was confronted by a security guard, and he ended up getting into it with a security guard, and that ended up leading to his arrest. This is pure speculation, but it kind of sounds like Arthur didn't have anywhere to go if he's hanging out outside of Hope's old apartment inside the lobby for hours and got in trouble just wandering around. And it kind of makes me wonder, like, why did you not go to your mom's house? Because I feel like he'd have a better chance of being more successful there. But again, if he's not ready to leave that lifestyle behind, no matter where he goes, he's going to continue to get in trouble. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.